Okay, so farm vlog, how y'all doing? Melissa here at Twin Oaks Family Farm. Had a customer request for ground chicken. So I need to go into our freezers. I need to find out what ground chicken products we have and get an inventory count updated on them and get a list together to share with my client so that maybe we can get an order together for her. So usually we have chicken patties or chubs, what we call chubs, 1 pound bulk packages of ground chicken, and the patties are made out of ground chicken as well. And this chicken is made from the Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens that we raise. So we've taken it to a USDA inspected processor. One of the options that they have is ground chicken. They can leave it plain, unseasoned, or they can put seasonings in it. So we are looking for what we've got so we can help this client. Okay, so we're gonna check in one of our big freezers first. Every time we're in here, we're always looking at temperature in any of the freezers. So that one's actually down to like -30. And we've got some orders together there. We do have some ground chicken in this freezer. I'll get it counted. Up here's actually some chicken wings and bone-in thighs and chicken feet. Okay, so 7 plain chubs in there of the ground chicken. So I'm gonna go out to the freezer house and see what we have there too. Tanner's on the job with me. Back here is where we raise the chickens in the barn space on the right, and the freezer shed is on the barn space on the left. Wade's Dodge, y'all remember it. Probably have you seen it on their channel, Backwoods Boys 911. It is parked because we had a fan and radiator problem. So I might put a link to, they actually did a roller video of this truck. They were trying to make some action videos with this truck for their channel, and the breakdown happened while they were making a video, and one of Wade's brothers caught the consequences on camera and was able to actually get word to Wade that they had an issue. So ended up, I believe, towing it home with a chain and pushing it in the rest of the driveway. But that's a nice first gen Dodge. Needs some projects, all the old vehicles do. But we're gonna go in here and see what we've got in ground chicken. Okay, so this is our newest freezer we're getting into. This one's actually holding -30 also, so that's great. Okay, so this is the ground chicken product we have in this freezer, jalapeno cheddar chicken patties. These have actually been really popular. People have really liked them. Also going to get a count on this product, apple maple chicken sausage. About 14 links in there. Really smells like pancakes when you're preparing these, and they taste delicious. Let us know in comments, do y'all make any of your own meat, raise the livestock for the meat? Do you source it from farmers, source it direct from butcher shops? Do you get any kind of special flavoring like this in the different meats you select? Okay, so it looks like we had 20 of the apple maple links and 31 of the jalapeno cheddar patties. We should have some, what should we have in here? We should have some unseasoned patties. So I'm gonna take a look for that. Come on, Tanner. Always pay attention to your farm dogs. Tanner was out here barking, don't know what he saw. This is another project that we've got here. One of the guys wants to make a flatbed for a pickup truck, and he got some of this steel plate to use as a foundation for making that. So be interesting to see if and when that project comes along. We're good at starting projects. Sometimes it's hard to get them all finished, but Tanner was just keeping an eye on the neighborhood apparently. Tanner, come on, come and help me. Come and help me. Who else loves Dachshunds? Or do you have a different dog breed that you prefer? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. Come on, Tanner. There you are, buddy. Alrighty, this is our oldest freezer. It's also holding at -30 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. Yeah, perfect. Just the ground chicken, no seasonings. That meat comes from the chicken drumsticks and the chicken thighs. They skin it, debone it, and grind the chicken meat up. And this is just ground chicken in this one. Wanted to show you more of the label there. So you can see as far as ingredients, that's it, ground chicken patties. you know, really that's what we all need to be working toward eating, is just single ingredient foods, minimal ingredient foods, no preservatives, no additives. So we came up with 41 packages of unseasoned patties. So while we're here checking this freezer's temperature as well, it's actually holding at -15, so that's good. So our goal on freezer temperatures is to see the freezers stay below 0, and we check that daily in each of the freezers to see what temperature we're maintaining. I record that, and that way we know what we're staying at. If you're holding meat, whether it's household or commercial, it's a good practice always to check your freezers daily, have a thermometer in there that you can read easily, know that you're maintaining temperature. With chicken, as long as frozen chicken is held frozen, it's good indefinitely. So we maintain freezing temperatures in our freezers for the chicken. And if you're going to be away from home, another tip, you want to make sure that you're able to keep track of, did your freezers stay running while you were away? So have some kind of practice in place to be able to at least know, at a minimum, know, did the freezer stay running while we were away? Have some kind of practice in place. You could also have a more sophisticated setup where maybe those freezers are somehow wired into generators. So after it fails and goes off, those generators will keep those freezers running. But even then, you still want to have some kind of tactic and strategy to know, did your freezer keep running? Because even if the electric stays on, if the freezer itself fails, you still could have a freezer go down on you while you're holding meat and storage in it. So have some kind of way to know, is it still running? Just like that little trick of a tub of ice with a coin on top. If you return to that from having been away or having not checked it for a few days, if that coin has gone to the bottom of that tub, it meant that ice thawed and turned to water, so it could have compromised whatever's in your freezer. So have some kind of system, but ours are doing good, and we've got some numbers to give to our clients, so we'll probably make a sale on some of that ground meat, and it's great because actually whatever they don't take, we have a commercial buyer lined up to take the rest of it. So high demand for farm-raised chicken. We're actually getting out of it, but if y'all are already involved in some raising livestock, some meat production, and you're looking for a way to expand, and I'd still recommend raising poultry, Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens for meat. And if you can do that on a scale where you can create the net profit margin that you want, there is a high demand for it. There is a high demand for it, and consumers will meet the price point that you need to make it work. So if that's up your alley, it's a realistic venture you could get into. Some bonus material on this video. As we pivot away from meat chickens, I think we're going to get more into some gardening. I think I'm going to have ducks just for fun, but also going to get into some gardening. This is a little bed we got a late start on. Of course, this is July 10th, 2025. These are transplants that we started from seed. Let me show you what's here. So just some bonus footage showing you some gardening that we're doing. This is confetti cilantro. Love cilantro. So we had started that from seed and just got it transplanted. These are loofahs. These are loofah plants. So excited to raise these. I don't know that we'll get much from these this year, but what you grow from these are sponges. Really cool. So if they really start to take off here, which it looks like this one, can y'all see here? This one is growing a vine there. So if these would take off here, we're going to put part of a cattle panel here and let them grow up. Now that one is not a loofah. I think what we've got there is a cucumber, maybe a Market More cucumber. I can't quite remember. And here we have Abe Lincoln tomatoes. Abe Lincoln tomatoes. So we've got another little garden plot just like this one. Let's go see it. Okay, so this one actually looks like it's faring a little better. We did get a little bit of rain between 12 and 24 hours ago. So this is basically a mirror image of that other bed we just saw. We've got the Abe Lincoln tomatoes in the back, a cucumber in the back, the cilantro in the middle, and 3 loofahs up front here. This is the south face of our meat bird barn where we have these little beds. And as far as some past history that we're using as reference points, we had some pumpkins and squash volunteer here when we built this barn. We had dirt moved and we had some of it mounded up here, you know, around the perimeter of the building, and some squash and pumpkins had volunteered here and grew really well. So it led us to believe that this would be a great place to have some garden beds, and we've got one more back here. Okay, so first here we've actually got some watermelon. We've got two varieties, okay? So this is, I think, called a Mountain Sweet Yellow Watermelon. And then over here, we had Cream of Saskatchewan watermelon. Look how big that one's getting. It's taken off. So maybe some of these will do really well here. Over here is a mixture of things we know what we planted and things we really can't remember. But these are sunflowers. Pro-cut orange is what these sunflowers are. These, I think these are spaghetti squash that we actually saved seeds from a store-bought spaghetti squash. And then we've got some more tomatoes here, and we think that, so that one's a tomato. We think that this is a pepper plant that we planted. Can't remember what this is. Can't remember. And there's one just like it there, okay? So, and we had some tomatillos, so maybe that's what those are that we couldn't identify. So we'll see what grows. But what's kind of neat about this bed, I wanted to share this with y'all. So we used bedding from our meat chickens to initially create this planting space. So of course it had been just like this, grassy, little bit of viney weeds here, and we just kind of, I turned that over with a shovel, so we just kind of disturbed that. And then one of the early clean outs in the meat bird barn, we put the used bedding here. So that had probably been about March, and it was fresh bedding, just used by chickens at that point. And I had read that if you let it sit about 4 months, that's enough to dilute the strength of it, that you can plant in it without it burning the transplants that you set into it. So we went ahead, it's now July, we went ahead and decided to try it with these transplants, and so far so good. None of them are looking like they're gonna die off. I was seeing in the sunflowers a little bit of yellowing out at the ends of some of the leaves, but they could have already had that happening because they sat in their seedling transplant trays for quite a while. But for example, that watermelon, it's grown a lot since we transplanted it in here. So I think they're doing okay with it. Excited to see if we get any of these watermelons to grow. These were picked out by our oldest son. He's 22 now, but he always likes trying to grow some watermelons and some hot peppers. So he picked out the watermelons. And at the end here, I'm going to attach some pictures that our son sent us. He just started a career as a truck driver, and he's wanted to do this for a long time, but he's on his first over-the-road trip as we're recording this, and he sent me some pictures from Utah and from Wyoming. So I'm going to tag some of those on at the end of this video if I'm able to figure out how to do that. So thanks y'all for watching. We appreciate you. Let us know what you're into. Love it when you leave comments. Hope you have a great day, and remember, it's as good as we make it. So God bless y'all. Make it a good one.